Alright guys, we are heading back out to Carlyle. However, we're going to the General Dean Suspension Bridge. Right now we're trying to get out of town. They are having some big barbecue fest right here on Main Street. Went to that last night. It wasn't bad. Definitely think I didn't eat the best of meat. But that's what they make Imodium for. So, now that we got that fixed, hopefully, we're on the road. So we're going to head down there. We're going to do some more catting. I'm going to throw out the cast net, see if I can't get some bait. I'll probably have to stop and get some bait just in case, because I only have like this much of a skipjack left, and that's it. But there's quite a few bait shops right down the road. I would think they would have herring and or the gizzard shad and skipjack, but yeah, sorry I can't do the update or an ending for yesterday. My phone died, so by the time we got back to the house, I got it on the charger. It was like 10:30 at night. You know, I'm ready for bed. But so that's what we're doing. We're heading out. And oh yeah, I guess the update from yesterday. We ended up not catching nothing, a lot of bites, but I think the gar are spawning, maybe? I don't know. I think that's what the bowfish people or the bow fishermen were doing. They were trying to bow fish for gar. They got one, but yeah, so I think like they were kind of sucking the bait off. And I let that skipjack thaw out, which it got mushy. It didn't look like it was real good quality. It should have been flash frozen, and so it was just kind of falling off the hook pretty much. Which I haven't had that happen. But today we're going to keep it frozen because I let it thaw out before we went out yesterday. And today it's straight out of the freezer into a cooler with ice. Going to keep it frozen. So that way it kind of, once it hits the water, it'll thaw out a little bit, release the scent, but it'll still be probably stiff enough in the middle to stay on the hook, hopefully. That's the idea, at least. But, alright guys, we will keep you updated when we get there. Alright guys, Muddy Boots Outdoors. Jeremy here. So, we are back at the Kaskaskia. We're further down from the spillway. So if this was the spillway right here, we're right at the Dean Suspension Bridge on the tributary that feeds into the main channel. I went ahead and took out the cast net. I caught us some gizzard shad. Got them baited up so they're super fresh. I've got still got some frozen skipjack left. I picked up some frozen gizzard shad. So I'm going to get the poles casted out, and I'm going to kind of go in like a fan motion. I'm going to get one out that way, and one directly out in the middle. As you can kind of see behind me, looks like we've got some down trees right along this bank here. Hopefully this main channel isn't filled full of snags, but I think this is going to be a good catting area. The weather's beautiful. It's about 70 degrees outside. I mean, the sun's hot. There's little to no wind. Water is still, very still, a lot better than it was yesterday. Yesterday was very windy. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cast him out. Wait till we got a fish on. All right, guys.
Get him?
Drag will set way too loud. So,
Look at that booty.
Yeah, thanks for that. I've been working out. Well, today my casting abilities really suck, but I think in my defense, I'm standing on a bunch of unstable riprap, and it makes it a little harder to get my foot. Try to get over that. Alright guys, holes are out. So we're sitting here, and there's a big downed tree down there on the end. And I was telling Katie, you know, that's the spot you really want to cast at. The flats will probably be there. It's got a lot of cover. And something just took my line. There it goes. That was good. Good call. I don't know if you guys can see out there. I don't even if you can hear me. I'm kind of far away. But I'll come up here. So, right where that line's out, there's some downed trees right in there. I just watched that line come out the water just a little bit. So it looks like it picked it up. It might have pulled my bait off. I haven't checked yet. I want to see if it's going to...
Oh.
Something's... Oh, that line went super slack. Okay.
It's coming in.
Yeah, they'll pick it up and move forward.
Look.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Fish on.
Woohoo! What happened?
That's what happened. Man, I've never really had this problem before, but there you go. I mean, it's a common mistake, but as you can see, my hook hooked into the fish. And so I didn't get a good hook set. We'll cast him back out there. Maybe we'll go that way. I don't have any scales on there. But I mean, I was hooked up. But it happens, you lose fish. So that should be a better one. He shouldn't, hopefully not hook in there. I hope not. Maybe I should have went in at an angle, but... What I was telling Katie before we got all excited here is that I was watching Steve Douglas on Monster Rods on his channel, and he was talking about when you get wrapped up in a branch while you're on a boat, just go ahead and put your rod back in your holder there and let that cat untangle himself. And with all these down trees in here, I've got my big holders. I'm kind of wondering if I can do the same premise from the bank, if that would work or not too. I've got pretty strong line on here, and I think it would. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna cast back out, and I'm gonna throw it back in that same spot. That was a good hit. And it was definitely a fish. It was definitely a kitty. So, all right, guys. Muddy boots. Jeremy's gonna put it back out.
No.
Well, the adventures continue. Brand new cast net. Here's a hint for you. So if you see a real good spot, there's a tree overhanging, don't throw your cast net there. It will get snagged, and it will, well, there it is. And I don't know if I can fix that. It's totally destroyed. Yeah, I don't think I can fix that. Luckily I went with the cheaper one. It was only 30 bucks, so. That really sucks though, because that was how I was gonna get my bait today. So I guess what bait we have is what we have. Damn it. Bummer. Alright. Well, we'll fish till we're out. That's it, guys. I had a boo-boo. I got lucky.
What the?
Yeah. Yeah, normally it's other people that hook you, but I guess I'm capable of hooking myself. It's a wonderful thing. There it is. It's out. Oh yeah. They got me. Now we're fishing. I think I'm going to put this away and go sit the fuck back down. Alright guys, update. From the last video, we had that fish on, didn't hook him. Bait was foul hooked. Fished for a few more hours, we got no bites, nothing. So it's actually lunchtime for us, so you remember what that place was called that he said?
Something with an M.
Mariners, I think, or something. I don't know. So we're gonna eat at a local restaurant here, Mariners something. But we just came back from B&P, a jig head bait shop here in Carlyle. Small shop, kind of a little hole in the wall. Really nice guy. I wish I would have got his name. Older guy. We bought some of the stink bait. We're gonna give it a try out. And he actually threw in a pack of special hooks you got to use for it. They kind of just look like treble hooks that have been bent into a corkscrew type of deal. Looks kind of cool. We'll give it a shot. And we just left from Henkel's. They had cast nets for about the same price as Walmart. Actually, a little bit better than Walmart. I think Walmart's are a little bit more expensive. And theirs actually come in at Henkel's like an actual case, where Walmart's had them in a brown box. But so we're going to eat, and then we are going to go back to where we were, but not in the same spot. We're like, so if this is the suspension bridge, we're going to be, I think either in between the suspension bridge and Route 50 right there, in between those two gaps, or we'll go and kind of cast. So if this was 50 and we had suspension bridge here, we're going to cast out this way down from Route 50. And we'll give that a shot, see if we can get some bites. We'll even throw on some of this stink bait. So hopefully we can get something. I want to at least get a fish on there for you guys. All right, well, we're going to go eat now. Yes, thanks. That's nice. So we moved. We're off the river. We're on the big lake. We're out at Carlyle. We are at Coles Creek Branch. And we are... So this is where we are, and the boat ramps are over here. We're down on this little like beach area. So I guess we're going to fish this kind of cove. See how it goes. I don't know. It's kind of... I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just trying anything I can. But I'm going to bait up some hooks, and we're going to throw it out there and see how it goes. Alright, well, we're packing it up today. No bites. So I had B&P's Stinky Cheese bait out. That's a bait shop here in Carlisle. It's supposed to stay on the hook. It's supposed to be the great stuff. It was totally great. It was so great that when we reeled it in, the entire hook was totally empty. That's how great it was. It might be really good like on a smaller lake that it doesn't have a huge amount of current. The way, you know, you're not fishing on like a small ocean. So, but I think like on something like Wren, Carlisle, Shelbyville, they're just going to be too big. But little lakes like Lake St. Louis, Baldwin Lake, down off the Kaskaskia, or even the little oxbow lakes off of that. Something where there's not going to be a lot of current, that it can just kind of sit there. Even just the small private ponds would probably be great. But I had live shad out, and it's probably, the flatheads are probably going to hit more at night, especially in this little cove. It's kind of protected, and I didn't realize that this rock dike goes way out there. So it kind of like forms like an oyster shell almost. So I bet this would be a good spot to park a boat out in the middle there. If you got a depth finder, you know, use it. Out here by Coles Creek Branch, it'd probably be a good spot. But then I had, you know, cut bait, I had skipjack, live shad, and it was still alive when I reeled it in, so I just unhooked it, threw it back in. Maybe it'll live, but it'll probably be food for something. But so yeah, no bites today, no bites out here. It got kind of hot, and we're tired. We're gonna head home. Probably won't have a video out about fishing for a little bit. The next weekend we got a birthday. Weekend after that we're going down to Kentucky for a float trip. So I might have some stuff about that. Maybe I'll get a GoPro by then, you know, and I can shoot some stuff while we're out floating. But you can fish there, so I might do a little bit of that. No catfishing, but, you know, like little stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then the next couple weekends after that, one of those weekends I'll be going back to the farm to put down, I'm going to trim up that other food plot, and then I'll be putting out seed. And that'll kind of be that from there. So stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll get them videos out there. Muddy Boots, outdoors. Signing off for today.